Hello friends, this is Ramesh Panikar here on behalf of KNA. Today we are discussing test 1, crash test 1. Alright, look at question number 46. Question number 46, an electron is located with the uncertainty equal to uncertainty in momentum. Alright, what will be the uncertainty in velocity? Alright, this is the question. So, see, this is the relation from Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, delta x into delta p. This is uncertainty in position, and delta p is uncertainty in momentum, is equal to h by 4 pi. Or since these two are equal, we can also say delta p the square equal to h by 4 pi, or we can also say delta p equal to root of h by 4 pi. Alright, and now delta p is equal to m delta v, so m delta v equal to root of h by 4 pi, or delta v equal to the root of 4s2. Alright, and m we have taken it here, so it is 1 by 2m root of h by pi. And when we calculate this delta v, it is coming out to be 7.9 into 10 raised to the power 12 meter per second, which is more than the velocity of light. That is why it is impossible. So the correct answer of question number 46 is 4. Alright, not possible. Question number 47, the Schrodinger's wave equation for a hydrogen atom is given, and it is mentioned A0 is Bose radius, and if the radial node of rod in 2s be at R0, then R0 is equal to, that means this value regarding this, it says 2 minus R upon A0, the whole value is 0. Alright, or we can say 2 is equal to R upon A0, okay, and R is equal to twice of A0, okay. So this is it. So correct answer of 47 is 2. Look at 48. Which statement is not true about the effect of increase in temperature on the distribution of molecular speed of an ideal gas? Correct answer is fourth option. The fraction of molecules having most probable speed increases. This is wrong. Alright, so this is not true. Question number 49. Which of the following is correct magnitude of van der Waals attraction? See, van der Waals attraction is directly proportional to number of electrons, but if you look at F2 Cl2 Br2, this is the number of electrons in F2, 18, then 34, then 70 electrons. But ICl is also having 70 electrons. Alright, but if you compare Br2 and ICl is polar. So due to polarity, there is one more force of attraction, that is dipole-dipole attraction. So this is the order of force of attraction. Alright, 49. Look at question number 50. In 50, 4 samples of ideal gases containing same number of moles and initially same temperature and pressure are subjected to different processes. Alright, first is isothermal reversible, second is isothermal irreversible. So since both are isothermal, temperature remain constant. Alright, Ta is equal to Tb. In first, third and fourth option it is given. Now third option C, it not option C statement. C is adiabatic reversible and this is adiabatic irreversible. So the work done in reversible process is more. If you compare, see, A and B are isothermal, so Ta is equal to Tb. Now D is irreversible, alright, adiabatic expansion, and C is reversible adiabatic expansion. Work done in reversible process is more, therefore fall in temperature, therefore decrease in temperature in C is more. So Tc is less than Td. Tc is less than Td. Alright. So the correct answer which we get is fourth option. 50. Correct answer is fourth option. Alright. Look at 51st question. Question number 5.1. 5.1. Select the correct option with the respect to reversible process. With respect to reversible process, delta G will always be 0 at for isobaric process. Always is wrong. Alright. And we have to find the correct option. Delta S system will always be greater than 0 for closed system. So it again always statement is there. But the third statement, look at the third statement, delta S universe will be 0 at for a closed system. So as far as delta S universe is concerned, it is 0 because the total energy of the universe is always constant. Alright. Now look at 58th question. In 58th question we are given question number 5, not 58, look at 52, 52nd question. Benzoic acid is treated with the sodium bicarbonate. So sodium bicarbonate is used to test acids. With acids, carbon dioxide gas is evolved and the molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44. Alright. Look at this question. In this question we have to name this compound. This is basically, if you look at the structure, see, this is carbon is attached to methyl group, one methyl group, second methyl group and third methyl group. So this whole group is actually ethyl, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, on fourth carbon atom we have ethyl group. On ethyl we have further substitution, that is of methyl group. So 4 within bracket 1 dimethyl ethyl, and then on fifth carbon atom again we have ethyl group. So this compound is named octane. 4 1 dimethyl ethyl, 5 ethyl octane. 4 within bracket 1 dimethyl ethyl, 5 ethyl octane. Alright. This is 53. First option is correct. Look at 54. Question number 5.4. The question is look at this compound. The total number of stereoisomers in given compound, suppose it is A, and second point, double bond equivalence in this compound is, and the total value of A plus B. A is number of stereoisomers and B is double bond equivalence. Alright, so look at question number 5.4. See, total number of stereoisomers is given by 2 raised to power n. Look at this carbon atom. This carbon atom is asymmetric because this is attached to hydrogen, this group, and we have Br, this group. Alright, this is different, and this group. So this carbon is bonded to 4 different atoms or groups, hence it is asymmetric. And along double bond is also behaving like a stereocenter, because along this double bond cis and trans isomers are possible. So we have 2 stereocenters. So 2 raised to power n, 2 raised to power 2, that is equal to 4. Now comes double bond equivalence, which gives an idea about ring and double bond. So it is given by C plus 1 minus H by 2 minus X by 2. X is number of halogens divided by 2 and N by 2. So if you calculate number of carbon plus 1, alright, and if you solve this formula, number of hydrogen you have to put, halogen you have to put, that is 2, and nitrogen we don't have. So when you solve this formula you get 2. 2 indicates that we have a ring and one double bond. This indicates number of ring and double bond. Either you can say 2 double bonds or 2 pi bonds you can say, or you can say 2 rings or 1 ring plus 1 double bond. So number of double bond equivalents equal to 2 and number of stereoisomers is 4. So 4 plus 2 equal to 6. Look at question number 55. Question number 55. See, which of the following undergo dehydration easily? The rate of dehydration follows 3 degree alcohol, 2 degree alcohol and 1 degree alcohol. Alright. But if you look at second and fourth option, both are tertiary alcohol. But during dehydration, intermediate carbocation is formed. So in the second option, you get this is CH3. Alright. Here we have one methyl group. This is also CH3. And we have hydrogen, and after the removal of this OH, a positive charge is produced. So look at this positively charged carbon. It is attached to this alpha carbon, this one is alpha carbon, and this one is alpha carbon. So we have 8 alpha hydrogen here. Whereas in fourth option we will be having, after this is positive, this is CH3. Alright, this is alpha carbon, this one is alpha carbon, and this one is alpha carbon. So 3 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8, 3. Here we have 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8. Here we have 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7 alpha hydrogen. So this one is comparatively less stable than this one. That is why we have opted second option. Alright. Question number 56. Look at question number 5-6. This is a highly specific case. Means if you do not know, it is very difficult to solve this question. See, if allyl iodide CH2 double bond CH and CH2I, if it is treated with HI, under normal circumstances, we should say that this is the minus I effect. Due to this minus I effect, this electron pair should move to this carbon atom. So the positive part should go to this carbon atom. Alright, because of extra electron density. But what we observe is just opposite. The hydrogen goes to this carbon atom and iodine goes to this carbon atom, and this is CH2I. So initially we get this product. So this happens in case of allyl halides, you must remember. Now one more thing you must remember is if two iodine are attached to adjacent carbon, such a compound is always unstable. So it is immediately converted to CH3, CH double bond CH2, propene. Alright. And now again it is treated with HI because we have taken HI in excess. So now this is Markovnikov's addition, and due to Mark addition, hydrogen goes to this carbon atom and iodine goes to this carbon atom. So finally what we get is isopropyl iodide. We get isopropyl iodide. Alright. So this is very typical case. Question number 56, correct answer is fourth option. Now look at 57th question, question number 5-7. Isobutene is treated with HOCl. So when isobutene is treated with HOCl, this is basically chlorine water. So it is simply the addition of Cl. And we know that when alkenes get added to chlorine or bromine etc., we get a cyclic halonium. This is positively charged. Now this chlorine having positive charge, it wants to disperse this positive charge over this carbon atom and this carbon atom. The positive charge will be dispersed over this carbon and this carbon. Now we have two methyl groups. Both the methyl groups, they have plus I effect. So with the help of plus I effect, they will nullify more this positive charge. That means this chlorine wants to disperse more of positive charge towards this carbon atom. Hence, the negative part of that is nucleophile, that is H2O, or you can say OH negative. After the removal of H positive, OH negative get attached to this carbon atom, and this bond is broken, and what we get is CH3 whole twice C OH, alright, and CH2Cl. So question number 57, correct answer is second option. Question number 57, Correct answer is second option. All right. So we will discuss further.